I'm Priscilla Freed, and happy Good Friday. So, last night I was reflecting on the meaning of Good Friday. Now, we may celebrate Easter in different ways, but I wanted to share something from my heart, and I pray this really uplifts you today. Now, I'm going to warn you, I am a coach, so I'm going to challenge you too, because that is my job, right? As a Christian, I always wondered why it was called Good Friday. I mean, it was the day Jesus was crucified, like the whole most horrible death imaginable. So why has it been called good? Well, it's because Friday led to the resurrection of Jesus and his victory over death and over sin. And it's really the culmination of the Christian faith. If he didn't rise from the dead, this whole thing, the Christian faith would be pointless. So then I got to thinking about the resurrection and this idea of resurrection in general, because let's face it, guys, we now have a defining timeline in our lives. There's pre-COVID-19 and there's going to be post-COVID-19. We're going to reflect on this for the rest of our lives, and they're going to have this defining time, right? And so my question to you is, how are you going to come out on the other side? Now is the time to hit that refresh button, to reset, to renew, to come out of the ashes a better version of yourself. Spring, the season of spring, is about coming out of what's dormant, of decay, of the dead, and rising up to a new life. So whatever you believe about Easter, you cannot ignore the fact that life is renewing everywhere. Thank goodness that the season and nature doesn't realize there's a pre-COVID-19 and a post-COVID-19, right? So how are you going to renew yourself once this coronavirus crisis is over? Because life is not going to be exactly the same. So how are you going to come out on the other side? I challenge you to work on who you want to become, to reinvent yourself into the best possible version of you. Now, I get it. Right now, you're stressed out with the kids at home, with your spouse at home all the time. No, maybe that's true. Maybe that's not, but everybody being at home, and it's stressful. And, you're working from home and you're trying to get everything done. And on top of that, you add the sadness of all the things that you've lost, and you can't go to your favorite coffee shop, and you can't go to the favorite restaurant. And, I was really sad that we can't go skiing, and all these different things. So we can't go to church, or we can't hug our friends. So we're sad about these things we've lost for the time being. But why not turn this time into an opportunity to cherish your family, to be even more productive and get more done with work, to accomplish some of these goals and personal projects that you've put off for forever because you were too busy, you didn't have enough time, and actually carve out the time and the space to get those things done, to cook healthy meals rather than, of course, we want to support our restaurants, but also take the time you're at home to cook those healthy meals versus making excuses that you can't do it because you don't have enough time, or you're running around, all these different things. What about working on a new skill, something that you've been wanting to improve on? Maybe you want to improve your communication. This is a great time to work on your marriage, okay? Rather than there be all kinds of divorces happening at the end of this time. Now that you have more time together, spend some time really working on your relationship, working on your marriage. What about being a better communicator and a friend? Lots of other people are lonely right now. Phone calls, emails, more text messages, checking in, 6 foot distancing, like, hey, how are you doing? So all of these things, rather than watching the news and reading negative stuff and talking all the time about, the terrible things going on right now, all this, I know it's hard. This is a hard time. All of this is hard, okay? But nothing excellent ever came easy, okay? Excellence never, ever comes easy. So rise up to the challenge. If you rise up to the challenge, you're going to be stronger and better than you ever were before. You will be a much better wife, mom, employee, boss, friend, post-COVID-19 than you were before this happened. So let me challenge you and let me ask you, what are you going to do to rise up to the challenge? I would love to know. I would love to see you share, and let's share with each other and challenge one another to be better versions of ourselves. So post it in the comments below, and I look forward to reading it. And I'll see you next time. Happy Good Friday. Take care.